Hi, Anne. Hello, 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 everyone. Kim from K&RP here in southeastern Manitoba. It is a drizzly, dull. We've got a freezing morning happening. It is currently 1 degrees Celsius, which means it's above freezing, so that's 33 degrees Fahrenheit. It's supposed to stay above freezing for the next couple of days, but with the freezing rain warning, who knows what's going to happen. All I know is that things are starting to get like that fine coating of slick, and our snow is going away. Hey, Miriam, welcome, welcome. So, today, what I wanted to do, if you were reading my thing, is I wanted to do my take on faux washi tape. But before I get to that, I wanted to just quickly show. I was online with Beth Schuler last night, and so we painted turkeys. So, there's my turkey that I painted with Beth. So that was a fun thing to do. It's been a long time since I've actually painted a picture, if you know what I mean. I don't know where the beginning of that book is. I'm just going to shove it over here and hope that we don't have a craft latch. We were doing paper fabric, and it wasn't the mamagami stuff where you take the paper and you use oil and you smush and smush and smush. Hi, Miriam. Did I say hi, Miriam? Welcome, Miriam. That's not very cold, though. And for Halloween, it was almost like it was -9, -10. It was crazy. So, anyway, so what she had us do was take a piece of fabric, water down glue with just plain white glue, half and half with water, put it down on the fabric, and then she collaged napkins on hers because she's going to be using them as journal covers. I, of course, didn't follow her instructions at the first one, so I had to do some patching because once you've got the fabric down or the napkin down, you just kind of blot the glue water on top. I, of course, brushed, so I had to patch with some tissue paper, which is fine, but it's a very interesting, it's like, isn't that town? Hey, Barbara, welcome, welcome. So it's got a really interesting, crunchy, whatever sound. So I did this napkin. I just used some muslin. I had some muslin cut out because I do crazy quilts. So this is with the backing that I stitched everything down to. So I had a stack of that. I figured I would use some because my sewing machines still are not fixed. Yes, I know. So anyway, I used this wonderful floral napkin. I figured I could use that for a cover on a floral journal. This is just a wild napkin. It's interesting. It's blues. I love blues. And then, of course, I have my space napkin. So since she was collaging on it, I figured I would collage down a whole bunch of my Kimbit fish. Yeah, I know. I haven't got it fixed yet. Stuff has been happening, Barbara. I'm going to get to it. I am. So I collaged my Kimbit fish on. So I've got fish in space. I think it's going to be interesting when I finally decide what I'm going to do with it. But, she was using pinking shears to cut hers out. And of course, once the glue is on, it's not going to fray. So, anyway, that was that. So, what else have I done? It just never ends. I took apart my rainbow journal. It's upside down. Yeah, but it's the same kind of thing. Hey, Dawn, welcome, welcome. So I took my rainbow journal that Jean and I were working on. Like she was working on hers, I was working on mine. And I had to split it into two because it was crazy, crazy, crazy big. So this still has a 4-inch spine. And look, it's still nuts. And I haven't even put any of the stuffing into the purple yet. But I will get to that. And then once I do that and get the edges, the cover and everything done, I will do a flip. that's done. Then, just for the heck of it, well, it wasn't just for the heck of it, I see all these people using these wonderful stamps with text on them. And I know that I do my own form of that systemic writing or whatever it's called so that I can have like writing in the backgrounds of things. But sometimes you just need a stamp because I do everything from scratch, right? So I'm cheating. So we have a craft shop in town here. It's called the Arc, and they have molds and stamps, and they used to do a lot of ceramics. You'd go in and paint your ceramics. That's what this is from, actually. This big tall mug, I painted it in their shop, and they fired it. So anyway, I broke down and I bought a set of stamps. Now, those of you who know me know that I don't spend money on craft supplies. Yes, Barbara, exactly. So I wanted some like text stuff. So of course this is in French, so it's going to be perfect. We live in Canada; it's our second language, and look at that price. Isn't that sick? I That's over and beyond what I normally would buy, right? Everything I buy at Dollarama, etc. But I had been in there to get stamp pad ink, and I saw her stamps, so I had to go back and get it. Sure, it took me what, 8 or 9 months before I did it, but I broke down, I saved my pennies, and did that. So this is the stamp I want to use when I'm making the faux washi. Now this is some faux washi that I have done. It's not sticky on the back. I do this on tracing paper, and it's kind of like doing a masterboard. Then I just tear pieces off, or I cut them on the cutters, so that you've got that quarter-inch strip or whatever. But this is the way I do my washi. I know you guys have seen me do this in the past, um, but I'm really low on it, so I figured that it would be something that we could revisit and change up a little bit with. Now I've got those fun stamps, and so that's what we're going to do. We're going to make some faux washi. So I took my homemade ink sprays, right? Like I saved my um, printer cartridges when it says that they're out of ink, and I throw them in a jar with rubbing alcohol, and then I put them in spritz bottles, and that's what I use for alcohol inks, right? So I used the colors I've got. It's kind of pinky, purpley, blue, very pale, but it's not the stark white. So I ripped the pages in half because when I was doing the big ones, that's, sometimes you get sick of having the same, right? So I figured I would do half pages and we would do a variety of different things. So I ripped some white pages in half. I ripped the ones that I spritzed in half. And I think we're going to have some fun. I pulled out some metallic paints. I've got some regular paints. I pulled out some stencils. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And when I was talking with Jean, when Jean was on with me on Friday, we were talking about doing some paper beads. And she says that she uses a cotter pin to roll her paper beads on. So I got Ron to go out to the shop, and he brought me these two wonderful cotter pins. So I'm not sure if Jean's around this Friday, but the next time Jean and I are together, we will be making some paper beads, and I'm excited. I've got toys to play with them. Let's just hope I don't put them in a safe place and forget where I put them. Yeah, markers too. Exactly. Exactly. So let's start with this one here. And I've got my Mod Podge because that's what I use. And I like to, and what I do is I try and use the thinnest papers that I can. So I use the tracing paper, I use napkins, I use tissue paper. So I would like to do some purple, and I would like to do some pink, and I don't know what else. So we'll start with purple and pink. Have you guys done this before on tracing paper? Excuse me. Has anybody played with my last one that I did? Because I was wondering what would happen if I scribbled with a crayon and then continued on doing what I do. Has anybody used crayon to scribble first? We're going to try it. So this is an experiment. I'm sure it will work because I've seen many people use crayons on their. Um, that's a nice. There's a nice pink. Is that pink? That is Tickle Me Pink. So I've got the pink. Put that one on there, and then I've got a Crayola crayon, blue violet. Blue violet. Do I want blue violet, or do I want? What are you? Okay, so we're going to try it. This is violet purple. Okay, so we're going to scribble first with the crayons and we're going to take it from there. And seriously, I'm going to scribble. We're going to go like this. Because it's washi tape. And because we cut it into little strips, right? So we're not going to have, yeah. And I know I could probably do loopy loopies, but we're going to start with that. Okay, so there's our crayon. Crayon's done, right? So now we're going to add some tissue paper. I do have purple. This is kind of what led me to it because of patching the thing from last night with Beth. So I'm going to just use little bits of purple. I'm going to Mod Podge them on randomly. This one's way big and it's got straight edge here, which I don't want straight edge. Because I want it softer because the straight edges will show, right? So let's do, and they're going random. We're just randomly putting them down. Kind of like that. I don't know if I've got pink tissue paper. Doesn't look, oh, you know what? I have pink napkin that I'm going to use for sure. I don't always use napkin and tissue. I'll use one or the other. This is very, very straight. You know what? Let's just keep this on the straight and narrow and take some scissors. Hey, Belinda, welcome. Hi, Jean, welcome. Nice to see you guys. We are playing faux washi tape today. I got another piece. That could be enough. We'll see. Let's just cut a couple more pieces because we can. Oh, well, that one is. I want them straight. As straight as straight, right? Something different. We'll see. Okay. We'll see. I've got pink hearts and stuff in there too. So I've got a big ugly brush. Got the Mod Podge. It's way down there. Mod Podge. And after my last fiasco with Mod Podge, I was wondering if I wanted to use it for this. But the thing is that I'm not going to be clamping this together the way that I did those book pages that I did. Uh-oh. And it's okay if it bunches up on you a little bit. Hey, Malia. Welcome, welcome, hun. Nice to see you. So I am just I scribbled with crayon. I spritzed with my homemade alcohol ink so that it wasn't stark white. And I'm just putting down some tissue paper on this one, and I'll put napkin on that one using Mod Podge because I can. I've got it. I did scribble with crayon. It's kind of an experiment. The cool thing is you can see it through the tissue paper. I like it. It's going to be interesting. So I cut my tracing papers in half. And I know you guys, I've done this in the past. I don't know how many of you were here when I was doing that way back when, but all's good. So I kind of do it masterboard style, right? That I just kind of do stuff all over and randomly because we're going to be ripping it into little bits, right? Or cutting it. Like I'll put it on the cutter and cut 1/4-inch strips or whatever I want. Or I just rip off hunks. I'm going to tear this piece off here. All right. Spizzing it. It's spizzing. It's running away from me. I like the fact that I can see those scribble lines under it. So I don't know how many of you were here when I showed my other one. Again, this is on tracing paper. And I used napkin and stencils and stamps and I spattered it. And this makes a wonderful washi tape. No, it's not sticky. How many washi times do we have to use? Like, I don't have washi tape, but I've seen so many people having to glue theirs down anyway. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Do I want a little one in the middle? Sure. So since I really, I might have maybe 2 rolls of washi tape that I have been gifted in the past. So we're going to put that to the side. This one I scribbled in pink. And I'm going to use these pieces of napkin. And these are cut, not square, but they've got straight cut. I have a bend in it. A bend. So I'm just going to put these down randomly. Again, I'm using scraps of napkins, guys. Bits of tissue paper, scraps of napkins. I like this project to use this stuff up. The other nice thing is when you're using all this thin stuff, it by the time we're done, it's no thicker than a regular piece of paper. So when you're using it in your journals, it's going to be not really adding to your bulk. Sorry, I'm kind of thinking. Hi, Sherry. Welcome, welcome. So Tuesday, we are going to do little peckers. My little crocheted birds. So that's going to be our project for Tuesday. So it will be yarn and crochet cotton and blingy things, beads, Google eyes, cotton balls, stuff like that. How was your trip to Dick Blick's? Did you get fun stuff? I think want another one sideways here. Very sticky. This is very sticky. It's okay. Stop. Uh-oh. See, my finger got stuck to it and I ripped it. But that's okay. It's okay. Oh, good. Awesome. I'm sorry she's screaming at her leg. Poor tyke. And it can't be easy to army crawl with a cast on. All right. So I'm going to consider this embellished with that stuff. Now I'm going to take a white one and I'm not going to scribble or anything on it. I'm just going to rip up some napkin and add it randomly. I cut up a whole bunch or tore a bunch of not tissue paper, tracing paper, so that I had half sheets instead of full sheets. And I showed everybody I broke down and should sell my firstborn because I bought a stamp set. I want to use this orangey napkin stuff. So again, just Mod Podge, lop down a piece of napkin, move on. These ones I kind of thought about where I was putting them because they were straight cuts. Oh, big blob. Oh, we got greeblies in there. Ah, wrong way. Well, that piece of faux washi's going to have a bubble in it. Oh, you did serious damage to your credit card? You know what? I'm sure that you were cognizant of what you were doing. And I'm sure that oh, am I buffering for you again, Belinda? What the heck? So, yeah, just putting down these random bits of napkin. Yeah, poor little mite. But at least she commando crawls, right? Like, so she's still mobile. She's not just sitting there and whining. Okay, so I'll put these down, and then the next step will be to put stamps on. So I am going to use paint for the stamps as usual. That's what I do. Maybe I'll put this little one in the middle there. I'll just take off a piece. I'll put it over here, right in the middle, like that. All right, so I'm just going to leave that in the water. Normally I don't do that, but it's pretty thick with this stuff, so it can stay in there for now. And look, I'm throwing these little bits away. I have so many bits. Bits are crazy. Crazy on the bits. So I don't know that we can see the crayon marks under the napkin. The crayon's quite faint anyway, but I don't see that through the napkin. But this definitely has the crazy scribbly crayon marks on. All right, so first off, let's use this big swirly stamp. And what do I want to use with that? I want to use, maybe I'll use the colors that I'm doing, right? So then I'll do purple on this one, pink. Do I have a pink paint? Sure, I've got a pink paint. Pink on that one, and browns and oranges there. Or should I do, yeah, Kim's tossing little bits. Yes. Uh, oh, you're going for a hearing test tomorrow afternoon, Sherry? Hope everything's good with that. So when I did this one, I used black. So now I'm thinking, you know what, maybe I'll do the stamping in black, and then when I do the stenciling, we'll do it in the colors, right? We'll do it that way. So I've just got black Deco Art paint. And I'm going to be really lazy today. I'm just going to brush it on my stamps. And I like this big swirly stamp. I wonder if that's clean enough that I can use it on the paint. We'll find out. It doesn't feel too sticky. I'm going to chance it. Dragonfly glaze, yep. So we're going to do black, big swirly things. I am going to water the black down just a little bit because I don't know that I want it quite that intense. The problem with watering it down, of course, is that it could be a little bit more smearsome. Smearsome? It might smear a little bit more than you anticipated. Smearsome. Kim's making up her own language again, guys. Oh, big blob. You know what? That could be a lot of fun too. It's okay. It's washi tape. We're just going to be using little bits of it. Probably not my most intelligent moment. We have those. Oh, you know what? But I like it. I really do like it. I'm just going to get carried away here. I am, because we're going to be coming back over and stenciling anyway. Okay, note to self. I like it. this is a little dark. That's okay. Because seriously, we're just going to be taking 1/4 inch strips off. And I'm going to use this stamp on all of them, on all 3 pieces. Gonna move this over. See, I got smudgies on that. What a shame. Yeah, be messy, be happy. And you guys know I like to be messy. I do, I do. Definitely gonna have to do something with that purple one, with that black, as punchy as it is. This one turned out beautifully as far as I'm concerned. Let's put a little bit on the corner here. Yeah, we've got some thicker spots, but that's okay. Like I say, if we're cutting this into 1/4 inch strips or 1/2 inch strips, you're not going to see lots of that. You are not going to see lots. Oh, thanks. My finger puppets, I have them sitting on my empty glue sticks. They're over here. Oh, see? Came off the glue stick. So they're watching me while I work. Have a peanut gallery on the other side of my desk. This is a very old stamp. I got it at the dollar store years ago. Yeah, it's not done on tissue paper, it's done on tracing paper. Using tracing paper. I like the thinness of it. Are they whistling while I work? Well, they're not dwarves, really. But they could be, whistling. I don't know. Kind of quiet. They're kind of quiet today. And let's just put this one up here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some mucky water and I'm just going to go over it. So yeah, I usually do it on tracing paper, and I do it like a master board, right? So that it's got tissue or napkin, stenciling, stamping, and spattering, and then it's still thinner than a lot of copy paper. Walmart on Ellis was crazy. I'm just going to run some water over that. Just to give it a little bit of a clean. And then because the sheets are quite big, I cut them in half, Belinda. Well, I didn't cut them. I used a ruler and tore them, but still. So this one's still really, really wet. This one, the Mod Podge, is still wet. It's okay. We're going to do some stenciling anyway. And you know what? Even though that's really thick and dark, I like it. I really like it. So let's work. No, let's work on this one. And I'm going to be using brown. I'm not a big fan of brown. I would probably much rather use orange, but I usually do a couple of different stencils. So put a little bit of brown down. Not going to use much. This one, I think what I'm going to do is not necessarily use a stencil, but I'm going to use one of these stamps. What about this one? Let's use this stamp and see what we get. And again, I'm just doing a little bit. Oh, that brush is very wet. Let's just blot some of that off. Oh, yep, that works. Okay, Miriam, enjoy your dinner. Thanks for popping in. Haven't seen you for a while. I'm glad to know that you're safe. Yeah, yarn fabric session. Take care. Hugs, Miriam, to you and Maxie. So I really like the way that that added some texture. I'm going to put another little bit right there. Again, we're just going for textures and things, right? It's interesting. We're going for interest. Oh, that rolled through the wet paint. That's okay. Now on this pink one, how about if I use that fancy dancy new stamp I got? And I'm going to do it with black, but it's going to go into empty spaces. Let's see what happens. Those of you who weren't here, I broke down and I spent lots of money on this incredible French stamp set. Because I wanted to use it for things like this. Everybody else has all these lovely stamps with the text and stuff on them. I wanted some too. Oh, look, I even have these little roundy things. Oh, those are fun. Okay, I just want little bits of text all over. And it's okay if it's the same text. So I'm just going to take this little one from the corner here. Maybe. I'm just taking the little one. I got it here in town. We have a gift shop that sells handmade stuff. They also there used to be a ceramic store so that you would go in and paint stuff, but now they've gotten away from the ceramics because during the pandemic it was really hard to get a lot of their greenware. So they're doing like stamps and resin molds. Some of their stamps are absolutely incredible. The problem is like I say, this was $44 plus tax, which is way more than I would normally spend. You know me. So black paint. And these are in French, obviously, for us Canucks. Let's see if that's going to do it. Okay, Belinda. Well, probably if I used an ink pad, you would be able to read it more clearly. or if I put this on felt like I would normally do when I'm stamping. That's a bit better. But again, washi tape. We're just doing little bits. But it does stamp lovely. Like, I'm going to have to break down and use a stamp pad. But washi tape is just a highlight, right? If I was doing it right on a journal page or a pocket, etc., I would probably use a proper stamp pad. I am, Barbara. It's going to save me many steps because, um, why? Because what I'll do is I'll take a piece of tracing paper and I will put lined paper underneath and I will do that systemic writing and then use that as the background text sometimes. So this is going to be a wonderful benefit. And one here. It's just going to save me some time. Thanks, Anne. Okay. So I'm happy with the way that's looking. Very happy with the way that's looking. Now this, I think I'm going to add some to this one as well. I'm just going to use this one little stamp because I want to make sure that I take care of these stamps. You know me, I don't normally. I'm kind of rough on my toys. Now, I probably could have used. This one's going to be very busy. Very busy. I think I'm going to love it. Even if it's in browns. So I used. What did I use? This one didn't get any crayon. It got the napkin bits. It got that swirly whirly stamp thing. Then I used my embossing folder styrofoams that I made for stamps. And now this stamp. And then the very last that I'm going to do is we are going to use a stencil with metallic. It's going to be the final step for this washi tapes. These washi tapes. I'm very happy with that. Very, very happy with that. Okay, I'm not going to use it on this one, I don't think. Nope, I'm not going to use it on this one. So I'm going to put that, I've got a bucket of soapy water beside me. I'm putting that in a bucket of soapy water. Oh, look, this brush sheds. That's what you get for kid brushes, right? So because this is purple, and you can still see the crayon scribbles, you can see the tissue paper. I like it. I like it. I'm going to take this purple. And I am going to use another of the um, embossing folder stamps that we did. What do we want to use? The Swirly Whirly is really heavy. How about, you know what I want to use? I want to use these flowers. This is a paint card, paint chip. Just trying to decide. This side. There's a hole in the bucket. Yep. So I'm just going to put purple paint down. Ooh. And you know what? Even if you can't really see the roses, that texture is really awesome. You can sort of see the roses. And you can still see the crayon, still see the stuff. Let's go right over this big heavy black spot here. Well, maybe you could have used a little bit more paint on that. That's okay. That black is still very wet. Let's go across here. Here. Just a couple more. We'll do this corner and one there. Pretty pleased with that too. And yeah, that black is still pretty punchy, but that's okay. It is totally okay. That to the side, brush over here. Now I'm going to stencil on top with a metallic. I have this crazy green metallic. I've got blue. I have my metallic white, and I have gold, and I have silver. The gold definitely is going to go on this one. I think the silver will go on this one, and the metallic white will go on that. Does that make sense? So when I did this one, I used a big blue flower stencil and then one of my own cut stencils, and I used a metallic green. Not this green, I have a different metallic green. So we're going to do silver on that. Let's find a stencil that we like. And I want it to be a little bit bigger because these are kind of florally. Well, no, they're not. I have a small letter one. I have typewriter keys. I'm thinking maybe these swirly things. I have leaves. Oh, we could do leaves. What about, I think, you know what? I think I'm going to do this maple leaf for this one in the silver. What do you guys think? Anyone? Any feedback? All right. All right. All right. So that's still just a little bit wet, but it's okay. I did pull out my stencil brush and I put it here. Hey, Stacy May. Hello, hello. Yeah. We're going to do this here maple leaf. We're going to start right there. Right there. And as I say, you don't want your brush too wet. Otherwise, it's going to go underneath. This is one of the stencils I inherited from the move my next door neighbor made. It's a lovely stencil, obviously has not been used. Oh. I don't know how well you can see that. This corner. What? This corner. Can you see it? Typewriter keys on the pink? Oh, sure. That'll be lovely. It's this white, though. I'm not sure how well it's going to be seen. So we'll do another one here. You know, I can add a drop of red to it. And it'll still be metallic. Wish you guys could see that. Welcome back, Belinda. So I'm doing silver leaves on the purple. And I'm thrilled with the way it's turning out. I know that you can't see the leaves, really. Oh, there you go. But you can still see things underneath. And yeah, the stamp might be big when I'm using it as washi. You're not going to see the full leaves for sure. Whoop, what are you stuck to? But it's still very, very interesting. Oh, thanks, Dawn. So what I will do is I'm going to let these dry just a little bit. And then I'm going to show you, I'll cut a strip so you can see, maybe. And one more over here. I know on the blue one I didn't do as much metallic. I didn't make it as heavy. So without the shine on it, you can still see everything that we've done, including the scribbling crayon, the tissue paper, etc., the stampings. So I'm going to leave this purple one as it is. This is I spritzed this with that alcohol ink that I made. So it's not a pure white background. So I'm just going to take this and put it down. That's my way of cleaning stamps, stencils, There's not much of a build-up. Some of these are very, very lovely. I like the ivies. Might have to do some green. Okay, so Stacy said the typewriter keys on this one. That could be fun. Oh, purple's your favorite color? Cool. I have a friend whose favorite color it is as well. Okay, so I've got these typewriter keys. I'm going to put down just a little bit of red. I think I want this red. It's definitely interesting. And seriously, it's so thin. You can still see through it. I don't know how well you can see through it, but you can still it's still transparent. Like there's not enough stuff to make it overly heavy for um when you use it. Red. I'm mixing that with this metallic white because I want more of a pinky. Oh, I got a dead thing there. Get that off. Eek. All right. Now let's grab a toothpick. They are buried over here. We'll just mix that. That metallic white's very, very thick. Very thick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this stencil on top of the page and I'm just going to do them in random. Like I'll do one here, one there, one elsewhere. If that makes sense. There we go. So I'm going to put it like this and like this. And then I'll just do a couple of random ones up there. Make sense? Or maybe I'll just do it this way and then I've just got, a couple of edges that are not quite. So let's do the 2. Let's do the V. Yep. V. Let's do the H. S. 5. Oh, an ampersand. I love ampersands. Got to do the ampersand. A K. A. What else? What else? What else? What else? Percent sign. Then we're going to move the stencil and do some more. Oh, I should have checked it first. The K is kind of mucky, but that's okay. They're all kind of mucky. I didn't take enough paint off. Okay, I'm going to let that dry. And I'm going to do more. It's got to dry. Yeah, mucky is fine. It's washi. It's background. It's just a hint. It's just not anything, major, major. I really, really like this one, and I'm not a brown fan. And I don't like gold either. All right, what stencil are we going to use for this? Oh, that made a mucky mess. Yeah, let's clean this one off. Let's move you. It's through on the back because I will clean the brush better next time so that it's not as thick. All's good. All is good. They're going to be fine. Just fine. Okay. This needs to dry. What are we going to do on this one? What about, we could do more leaves. I think the leaves could be fun. Yeah, they do add a nice texture. I could do something like this. I don't necessarily want to do that whole big flower thing because when you rip it up, well, it could be interesting. I've got this numbers and letters. I do have more stencils. These are just the ones I pulled out. I think these birds are too big. This could be fun because when you cut it up, it could be a multitude of things. Letters. Stacy says letters. Okay. Yeah, because there's letters on there, right? So let's do some letters. Make sure that that's dry. Make sure that I'm not taking too much. Okay, let's do an S. Oh, that brush was wet. We've got a mucky mess here. Rats. Rats, let's take that off. Let's clean that up. Okay, this brush, as I said, is wet. Let's dry it off. There we go. I think that's dry now. Let's try again. Let's put it here. S. Not bad. It's got a bit of texture. I like it. Clean the back off so you're not taking it with you. Let's do. Gotta do the ampersand. It's just a must. Yep. I like it. Clean that one off the back. Let's do a B. Did I tell you, you guys, I've been on a reading binge. I go through these phases. So I started reading a series that's really thick as well, but it's going to be texture. Um, go through reading binges. So I started a series, and I get books from the library because I just do. So I was reading the series. I had to wait because a couple in the series were taken out. Normally, I don't necessarily read them in order if somebody's got one out, but this time I decided I would read them in order. So there's 9 books in the series, and 7, 8, and 9 the library does not have. I am so annoyed. Okay, I have to find dry spots because I'm gonna put a K. Just annoyed. Absolutely crazily annoyed. And And I'm all for supporting my local libraries because I think they're very important. But man, why have a series in your library and then not just, you know, goodness, annoyed. And I know I could do Kindle or whatever, but really, how many subscriptions do you want, right? Like, I don't want to be paying for all this stuff all the time. I'm going to do an H over here. So now I'm determined when I take books out of the library, I make sure they're not part of a series now. See, when my daughter was the head librarian at that library, she would get the whole series. So I would just go in and I would take out the entire series of books at a time, and it was great. Let's do a C over here. We have where we can get it online, Dawn. I miss going to the library too, but because of the vision problems I have a lot of difficulty reading black print on white backgrounds. So I have to do it through the e-library, which is great because 3 o'clock in the morning I can get the next one to my series. Um, what else? Let's do. I want something in the middle there, but everything else around it's too wet. I'm going to go back to the pink. So yeah, it's anyway. So I get them from the e-library, and our library is affiliated with all the libraries in Manitoba, so it's not just my library kind of thing. But they don't have the whole series. Not happy. But then again, when you read 3 books in a day, you really don't get a heck of a lot else accomplished. So let's turn it this way now, and let's do it like this. Move it, move it, move it. Okay, let's do it. So the brush is much drier. Nice, and that's awesome. Well, it's still kind of mucky. Not as bad as the first round that I did. Oh, that was still wet, whatever that was. Okay. Don't want to do it on top of the other ones. We'll do the J. Let's do the R over here. And we've got spots over here. Let's do the Q. Let's do the Q. Yeah, audiobooks, music, yes. I love libraries too. I really, really do. I do too. Just getting some of this paint off. Okay, let's see where else we need something. Something. Here, this corner, let's do a G. Gosh golly. Yeah, libraries I think are a very, very important service. G. Let's do an O. Now they're coming better. Now they're coming better. Sort of. And something here, we need a N, M. Thanks, Barbara. Have a great day. See you soon. M. You know what? I'm liking the way these are turning out. I have to admit. Okay, something in this corner. Something in this corner, and I think I could call this one done. Let's do an F. There we go. And you know, they are smudgy. Some of them are smudgy, really smudgy, but it's okay. I think that's a lovely faux washi tape. Even though there's not really much along this side, so I cut that piece off and work my way through the rest. I think it's good. All right, so this one I think still needed a few more letters. I had to wait for, some of it's still a little bit wet. Okay, we will work around it. We will. T in the middle here. Oh, are you wet? We'll find out. A little wet. A little bit wet. It's okay. Let's do a U over here. Right there. Right here. Yeah, it's still pretty wet, this brush. But I could actually consider this one done as well. Because not every piece has to have shiny stuff on it. Not every piece. All right. All right. I'm very happy with these. Very happy with these. These leaves really override the whole thing. But it's okay. So now what I wanted to show you is if I just cut a thin strip, washi tape's usually what, half an inch, quarter of an inch, something. We'll just do a strip down here. That's still very interesting. Okay, that one was right on the edge. Let's try the next one in. If you're just adding a little bit onto an ATC or a border, that's still neat. So there you have it. That is my take on washi tape. And then I just let them dry and I keep them in a sleeve protector, sheet protector. And I take them out and I rip off or cut off pieces as needed. Okay, so we've got these ones. Now I'm going to try something different. Show you something a bit different. So I'm going to take this and I am going to take this glue brush, which is okay. I'm going to dip it. I love this glue brush. It's a wonderful thing. Got it at a woodworking tool shop. We were in buying a piece of big equipment for Ron for his shop. And they had these sitting on the counter now. Oh, how interesting. And the really cool thing is because we use white glue all the time, you can it just peels off because it's silicone, right? Like it just, yeah, it's paint, but whatever. You know what I mean? It's very, very cool. So now I'm going to take some black. I'm just going to do, again, this is going to be washi tape. I just love doing it on tracing paper. I absolutely love doing it on tracing paper. All right. So I'm going to keep this as my background, blue and purple. Still a little wet. All is good. Now I'm going to put some. What am I going to put on top of you? How about got these purple flowery things? Let's just take off these purple flowers. Don't want that flat edge. Uh-oh. It was folded. Still don't want that flat edge. Just rip these flowers out. Rip out the flowers. That big chunk of green. Do I have another piece of purple flowers? Not there. Okay. We'll use the napkin and this. So, you know what? Let's do little purple squares. Because I think it will be fun. Those are rectangles. I want squares. I'm going to do this one and then I'm going to call it a day. Just giving you ideas what you could do. If you don't have washi or you've got time and you just want to play, you know, it's all about the play. All about the play. And I know so many of us have so many bits of napkins, little bits of tissue paper. Let's just use them. Just use them. Okay, back to the Mod Podge. Some of that black's still a little wet. So we'll go on the drier spots to start putting things down. I think I want a smaller brush this time instead of big 1 inch. I'll use this ugly one here. Look at how dirty I am. Ha! Kim is in the house. So it's got black paint on it, but that's okay. Anybody have fun plans for the week? Anybody going to be doing anything exciting? I don't have anything really planned for this week. We're supposed to be having freezing rain and stuff quite often this week, so we will not be going anywhere. I don't see any point in traveling on the highways if we don't have to. We're retired. Why do we have to go to the city, you know? Why do we have to go anywhere? Hmm. So, do any of you make your own washi tape? And if so, how do you do it? Do you do it on masking tape? Do you, how do you make your washi tapes? I think I got this tracing paper. Well, I got two pads from my neighbor, but I also got, I believe, I got it on Amazon. It was pretty reasonable. ID card? Oh, ID cards are important. Oh, yeah, look at those little squares. Those are going to be so cute. And of course, if you want, you can come back and doodle on these. Is your ID for health benefits and things like that? Is it for getting social, your pension plan? Social, it's not social assistance, social security, right? I am just putting these little squares down randomly. That one is no longer a square. Trying to put them in squares. First aid tape, old sticker paper. Sticker paper! Paint and stamp roll off would be great. Maybe next time I do some gel printing, I should have a couple of pieces of tissue paper beside me to brayer off. Where else do we need? Oh, military ID. Okay. I like those little purple squares. I don't know. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Am I on screen? Friday, I wasn't on screen as much as I needed to be. It is. It is. This tracing paper definitely is translucent when it's glued down because you use it for tracing, right? Like, okay, let's just grab a, what are these? Look, I'll just take this and I'll put it down. I'll put this paper on top. So when it's down, I don't know how well you can see it, but you can definitely see through it. Let's find something that's a little bit better. Do, 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 do. Um, let's find a coloring book page or just something with a line drawing. You know what? Why don't I just take a big black marker and do a squiggle on here? Okay, so why can't we see through it? It's supposed to be translucent. Like it's yeah. I've got I was volunteering at the local thrift store and I got a package of 500 CD labels. The whole pack was unopened. I've been using those on the gel plate. So then you've got the circles and the little strips that you would put on the end of the CD case. I think I want a few more of those little purple squares. Um, yeah, I really like those sticker things too. Plus, I've got like shipping labels and stuff that I use. A lot of times too, I just paint directly on the labels and make them into stickers. Uh oh. It's nice having some of those odd things around that you could do that with. Oh, okay, so these ones are now rectangles, not squares. Rats. It'll be fun. Welcome back, Belinda. Okay, I got a couple more of these little tissue paper things I want to put down. Live chat, yes. Where do I want this last one? Let's put it over here. Right there. Okay. So that could make some fun washi tape too. But I think what I want to do is I want to add some other stuff. Might as well make it as wild and funky as we can. How about if I just want to take that stamp out of the soapy water? Just so I don't forget it in there. What about if oh, I got goop all over my fingers? This could go in the garbage because it's damp and stuck to it. Let's use that metallic-y pink stuff. Sorry, I'm really clogged. My sinuses are really just playing gip today, so let's do some of these circle things. Oh yeah. I think that's going to be fun, fun, fun. Welcome back. Yeah. Well, I mean, you could cut these out for inches for backgrounds. And the thing is that I can do these polka dots on this side. And then on this side, I could do something different, like wood grain or those florals or whatever. You could do it in strips so that you've got the basic background, but it's got different highlights. So that's what I'll do. I'll do this in 3 different sections with different things on. Because I don't know, people that I've seen use washi tape, they don't put it like across the whole page very often. Oh, very out of focus. Sorry. Let's see if we can get this silly beast. Come on. Are we back? Yes. Okay, so I've got those pinks. Now, what about if we take the silver and Sorry, guys, excuse me. Hope I'm not coming down with anything. Had my grandson here for the weekend. I'm going to take this card and I am going to run it through this silver. Oh, potato chips. I love potato chips. I ate a lot of junk this weekend, though. Having the grandson here, we had salami paninis. Oh, okay. Salami paninis, macaroni and cheese, hot dogs. Yep. Sorry. All right. So I've got sparkly pink dots. I have cross hatchy silver things. And here, I want to use this green stuff. So I guess the rule is just play. Get yourself some tracing paper and just play. Thank you, Anne. All's good. I will be fine. So I've got this. This is ultra fine glitter paint. I got that from the neighbor as well. It's not really something that, well, maybe I would buy it, but you know what do we want to use that? Maybe stencil, maybe. Oh, how about, do I have little leaves? Come on. Got, no, I think I just want something more random than like the leaves. I want something more like what? What else have I got? I'm going to use these a few times. Like I'll do 3 rows, maybe if I can get 3 rows out of it, we'll see what happens. Back with the chips, what flavor? Oh, this is very, very. Oh my. Well, we're going to see what happens. Can't really see the green. Can sure see the glitter. Oh, oh. I don't know how well you can see that. Let me see if I can get that in just the right light. It's right here. It's definitely glittery. Definitely glittery. I'm going to do it so it's a little bit off. Well, Don't know what to tell you guys. Huh. Well, um, am I gonna get? I'm trying to get the glitter of it. You can see the silver lines. You can see the pink. Trying to get those. Oh, there we go. There we go. Can you see those green glitters? Blah 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 blah. Glitter swirls. It's very pretty if you like glitter. So I will consider this as three different types of washi. Same backgrounds, just different things on top. So I am going to call it a day. I think I need to go have some Benadryl to dry this up because I am drowning here. Yeah, it's really hard to see the green glitter. Really, really hard. Like I mean, even on the palette, like it's you know not it's not as sparkly. I mean, it's glitter, but it's not green the way it looks in here. Note to self: that's going to have to be like a highlight on a leaf or something. So, thank you guys very, very much for being here. I appreciate you so much. Tuesday, we're going to be doing crocheting those little peckers, the Christmas ornaments, and I think that's all I've got. Take care. Yeah, chicken soup, definitely. Thanks, guys. Hugs to you all, and I will see some of you Tuesday, maybe. Bye now. Thanks, everybody in the gallery as well. Take care. Have a good one. Mouse. See, now I have to find where the heck my cursor is. Okay. Bye, guys.